Hello everyone, welcome back to Real Reds Talk, an authentic football fan channel made in Manchester. This is a preview for a game against Brighton away in the Premier League. It's the early kickoff and watch-alongs are actually back. So come and join me at 11:30. I know it's the last time, but legit, they are back on Saturday, early kickoff. So get a coffee in the morning, come and join me as we go through the team lineups and react to the game. Now, alongside me to pick the bones in this preview, we've got Mr. Sam McCabe, Mr. Chivi Ortega, and Mr. Shreyas Singh, the King of Delhi. One question, lads. Are we going to wing a victory from the Seagulls? Are we feeling positive about it?
We're beating them.
We're beating them. Okay. Solid
If
one-liner.
Chivi says, if Chivi is that positive that he is able to sum it up in just one sentence that we are winning, I don't want any other confirmation about the game whatsoever.
So that kind of solidifies it. Sam, are you because you actually said for the Fulham game you felt like it may be a draw, didn't you? But
and it almost did go that way, didn't it? Up until the Zirkzee moment. So Brighton were weird. They looked sloppy at times against Everton, but their finishing was spot on. Like they finished every chance they took. But the rest of the play was sloppy. So yeah, it could be a weird game, man. Definitely a weird game.
Well, Shreyas, they always say, don't they, you're only as good as your last game. What were your overall thoughts on that, and what can we improve on, in your opinion, to get a result against Brighton?
I think our ability to actually finishing off our chances, making the most of the chances that we actually end up getting, especially, when we are able to win the ball in the final third, which we did a lot against Fulham. Bruno had a couple of very, very good chances against Leno, which he wasn't really able to convert. So if Bruno scores those two goals or even one of those goals from those two opportunities, the game becomes a lot more easier than how it actually became. And I think Brighton definitely can actually prove to be a much tougher competitor in that aspect in comparison to Fulham. So it will be a good game to see. I think it will be a good fight as well. We'll be able to get a much fairer picture on the new signings that are actually in the club as well, whether they can do it on a consistent basis week in and week out while adapting to the new setup, while adapting to the new league and the new faces around. So I think when it comes to our off the ball movement, it is a lot better, but it still can be improved. There are still a couple of areas where I think that, we can be a bit too open at times, but I think with time we'll be able to see whether it is a sustainable way of playing or not. This season, it looks a bit more balanced in the midfield. I think Casemiro looks a lot more confident with the way he's been dictating the play, with the way he's able to actually progress forward as well. So there are a lot of positives, but I just think that, once we actually see tougher competitors coming up against us, we'll be able to see whether, the way we're playing a lot more centrally, whether it can work, during the full course of the season or not.
Sorry, I was listening to that, Shreyas. For some bizarre reason, my camera's just gone, I'm going to switch to the other one, mate. So what I'm going to do is very quickly switch back when I can. I don't know why the fuck that's gone off, but or I could just stick with this one. It's just if it's just easier. Yeah, I'll stick with this one. Yeah, I appreciate the point she was making there, Shreyas. I absolutely agree with that. And we kind of touched on it in the last show that we did as well, didn't we, yesterday? One topic, Chivi, I think is interesting to debate is the defence, because I thought Harry Maguire was very, very good against Fulham. So what do you do? Because you just spent 40 million quid on Matthias de Ligt. So if you was the manager in that dressing room, are you starting de Ligt, or are you kind of warranting Maguire's performances and slowly integrate de Ligt into the team?
I think Maguire was one of our best performances. Him and Mazraoui together were some of the best. For us now, he keeps the space. This is what competition does. Like you don't just come in and then just expect to start. Like you have to earn your spot. And I think I was happy that Maguire actually put up a performance just to let the league know that it's not going to be easy for you to just come in here and just get straight into the team. So it's important for him to work for his place. Like I'd go with Maguire based on what he did last game. Now if the league offers something different in training, maybe there's a different style of approach. Probably, then maybe we'll go with that. But just based on performance-wise, I'm sticking with Maguire and Lisandro.
Do you think the manager though himself? Do you think he'll be thinking that as well, or judging off what he's done with Lisandro and Anthony, do you think he may chuck him right in there?
I think for them it was out of necessity that we needed them to start. We needed Lisandro to come in. we really needed Anthony to come in. But now it's not the case with, especially in central defense. Maguire's fit. He trained. I watched some of the training videos, and he trained well. They were all there, all training. So I don't think it's going to be that easy. I think it's going to be one of them ones where maybe for example, if we had like a tight fixture of games coming up, I could see it. But then if we're just going based on last performance, it has to be Maguire.
Yeah,
it has to be, and I think the manager would honor that, because I mean, whether he intended to or not, that pass that he broke off. Do you know when Fulham was going?
Yeah,
when it was 2-on-1. Yeah, exactly. So whether it was intentional or not, like that alone, like that was really, really impressive what he did there, and I think he's earned it. He's earned the start, and I don't think there will be too many complaints if he doesn't start.
Well, I'd love to hear everyone else's opinions in the chat. So Maguire to start, yes or no, and state your reasonings why. Sam, another debate at the opposite end of the pitch is Joshua Zirkzee. Is he fit enough to start, or do you go with the same system and bring him on again as an impact?
Depends on his level of fitness, isn't it? As Chivy goes to get another takeaway, I'm guessing. Yeah, it depends on his level of fitness. Like, if he's fit enough, then he deserves to start. He came on, got a clutch goal, got us the win, did what strikers do, like came on and affected the game. So if he's fit enough, then yeah, why not start him? It just depends whether Ten Hag thinks he's fit or not. That's the issue. And I think Ten Hag has always been reluctant for a few players to not chuck him in at the deep end, whereas with others he has, and he's done it. Like Casemiro when he came, Scott McTominay kept him out of the squad for a long time, and then Matt Swarry, he just came straight in and started. So I think it's just dependent on how he is in training, how his fitness is and stuff like that. But if he's 100% fit and ready to go, I think he deserves to start.
In general, lads, should we expect more goals given the chances that we're creating? Because it does feel like, I think people look at the Fulham game and they're like 1-0.
Should have been 4. Should have been 4.
Yeah, like there was so many good chances from Bruno, and the XG in comparison to the Wolves game last season, it just told the story that you needed to know, basically, that the chances were there. So do you see that becoming a theme of the season almost, that if the wingers aren't producing, it could hinder us a little bit? And that's for anyone.
Possibly. Do you remember when we did the Fulham preview? When I was saying that I think it would be 2-0, but it would feel like it should have been 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that's kind of like the direction we're going, because I mean, if you see how we played in pre-season, you can tell that, I mean, we're going to be creating chances, like loads. Well, let me not say loads. Let me not get ahead of myself. We'll be creating a lot more than we did last season.
Yeah.
So let's just get that in place. And I think with the personnel that we have, hopefully, if we don't see another season like we did for Marcus Rashford last season, I think we should be able to convert just a fair few more chances than we have. So if we're converting, because look at the ones that Mason Mount missed one, which, the keeper did really well. The keeper came out and it was a split second, so anyone could have missed that, but it was a good chance. The 2 chances Bruno missed as well. So that's 3. Garnacho's miss and Rashford, so that could have been easily 5 goals.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I think we'll see a lot more chances, and I think with more chances being created, obviously the likelihood logically is more goals come through.
But Shreyas, is that not itself a risk as well, playing Bruno and Mount as false nines, because they're not natural strikers? I'm not saying they're not great finishers, but when you do get those chances around the edge, they're less likely to convert it, maybe because they are more attacking midfielders.
I think with the way Ten Hag is actually working with this team, having Bruno and Mount as both as those false nines, it does help when it comes to winning the ball back from the opponent. It does help with the energy. It does help in covering a lot more ground, actually, and coordinate the press quite well. So there are positives to it. But I think when it comes to finishing off those chances, I think this sort of formation will only have the clinical edge when all your wingers are absolutely bang at it. If you've got wingers who are wasteful when it comes to finishing off their chances, you will suffer, because even though the Fulham game, we've seen it. We've created like 4 to 5 very, very good opportunities, but we've only been able to convert 1 at the end moments of the game. If if it is the same system and if it is the same way we are going to be playing up against the likes of Brighton as well, I do expect us to create a lot of chances. But if we're going to have misses like what we seen with Mount, with Bruno, with Garnacho as well, it will be the same story all over again. So I think when it comes to build up wise, we look a lot more stable. We look a lot more composed. When it comes to building out from the back as well, I think Lisandro and as well as Maguire actually had a really, had an outstanding game as well in that aspect. Asraoui helps out a lot as well when it comes to spreading out the play from the back. So I do see positives. I do see in which direction this is, he is heading. But the only thing is, if it is going to be in a long-term aspect, I would still say the best chances of our game fall to our wingers. And if those wingers are not able to convert, then we are going to be suffering.
The reason why I asked Sam is you look at someone like Arsenal, for example, who a lot of people are saying they need number 9. I mean, I've even said it myself, but actually, when you look at the figures that Saka, Ødegaard, Martinelli are putting up are very similar to what a number 9 would. So as a collective, they've got enough. Do we have enough in Ahmad, Garnacho, Rashford, etc., etc.?
We should do. We should do. Obviously, we've seen Rashford do a 30-goal season. So we know he's capable of scoring that amount of goals and getting a shit ton of goals. Højlund and Zirkzee are less of a sort of known entity because obviously Højlund scored, is it 16 in all comps for us
16,
last season?
16, yeah.
And then Zirkzee got, was it 11?
11.
Yeah, last year. So there's like between them, maybe they could get 14, 15 each. And then it's the question of Ahmad, because we don't know where Ahmad stands, because he didn't really have that massive run of games at Atalanta. He's not had many starts at United. At Rangers had a terrible time. How many did he get at Sunderland? Do you remember?
Quite a few.
42 games, I think.
No,
42
how many
games, but I mean, like, goals-wise, he had double figures.
Okay.
14 or something, yeah.
Right. So he's capable in the Championship, which arguably very tough league. Like, so those numbers could well convert. So on paper, you think, yeah, you've got the possibility there of everybody getting 14, 15 goals, which then sort of contributes to more goals, which means more wins, which means more points, which means you progress up the table and stuff. It's just whether we can, like we said, the first game, yeah, and you kind of let it go the first couple of games, people trying to get the rhythm, trying to get up to sort of scratch and stuff like that. And you let that sort of stuff go. But if you start seeing what happened with Garnacho and Rashford right near the end of that Fulham game, in like game week 10, game week 12, that's when you start worrying. That's when you're like, where are these goals coming from? Because these guys are not able to finish. But on paper, we have got the goals, but it's just whether they can actually take their finishing at the end of the day.
Actually, I forgot about that chance. Completely wiped from my memory like Men in Black. Yeah, crazy. Just going to the comments. We've got Rocket to Summer, Jay McGrogan, Josh Owen, McMillan, Dino Lewis, Richard. Loads is in the chat, so I'll get through a couple of these and then we'll talk about Brighton and a few stats. If we can get Ugarte and beat Brighton, it'll be the first time in a long time we've gone into a game against Liverpool without needing a result to lift spirits. We need to see our new signings. I know we threw Mazraoui in, but we don't have another fullback. Maguire deserves a spot from last game's performance. McMillan saying, don't see Eric Ten Hag making big changes. Think he starts the same side from the last game. We'll get into minutes 11s shortly. I dropped Maguire for delay. I want a more fluid defence against a fluid attack. Hopefully, though, we'll take more of our chances in the game. Puts a lot of pressure on Brighton's defence. I think they did make a few mistakes as well, Brighton against Everton, but Everton just didn't capitalize.
Terrible mistakes.
Really
and Everton
sloppy.
made terrible mistakes as well. Both teams.
Everton missed. Did you see that goal that? Oh my God! It was McNeil. Claire missed it, and then squares it over to Thingy to Corey later on. Missed it as well. Like that, they were just wasteful.
Yeah. And that's what I'm worried about, the theme of that game on Saturday going that way, where you're like, oh, how's Garnacho not finished that? How's Rashford not finished that? I can see that in my head. Dino saying I'm more worried with our midfield getting overrun tomorrow. Maybe he'll play Bruno and Mount instead of Zirkzee, give us the extra body in midfield. Casemiro goes so far at the field and lose space, and Mount is the guy who's closing that space, so Mount will have to play. Like I said, we'll get into bits 11 shortly. Just a couple of stats for you here, lads. United have lost 4 of their 6 league away games against Brighton, 67%, their highest loss rate against any side in the competition. Bruno, fantastic record against Brighton, the most goal involvements out of any current member in our squad. And the two teams have never drawn a game in the current Premier League. So just a few there, whoever likes the stats. On to Brighton. We just touched on it there. Started their Premier League campaign with a 3-0 win over Everton. Couple mistakes, like we said, from both teams led to some goals and some almost goals as well. They have a very fluid, expansive front four with Welbeck, Matoma, João Pedro, and the new signing, who I sound so Mancunian saying it. I don't know how to say his name. I say like Minter, but that just sounds like saying Mint. You know what I mean? Like Minter.
Minter.
Yeah, Minter. And I was like, I don't know how to say his name. Is it Minto? Is it Minty? Is it, what are we going with, lads? Minter? How would you say it?
How do you spell it? What's that? What's the spelling?
Minth.
EEH.
So I'd say I'd say Minty.
Minter. It sounds so Mancunian, doesn't it? Like
Minter.
Minter.
It's a drag at the end.
It's Minter. Yeah. Anyway, they've got very fluid front four and rather dangerous. Shreyas, what do you make of this new manager appointment, Fabian Herzello? I'm not expecting you to, have a depth of knowledge.
Never heard of him. Absolutely never heard of him.
Yeah.
I think that I thought that they would look to actually go in with, I would say, a bit more of a established name, since De Zerbi left, because I think De Zerbi did work wonders with that team. The way he actually set them to play, I know they conceded a lot of goals, but with the way and the style of football that Brighton actually played, and the way De Zerbi actually used those forwards, with Emin Ferguson, Welbeck, you mentioned, João Pedro actually, the likes of Mitoma, they looked a very, very good squad and a very attacking team as well, who can actually hurt you a lot when it comes to attacking transitions. I just think this will be a very tough season on them, because I really don't know how this manager is actually going to set them up, what he expects from these players. And with the type of players that Brighton have got, I think it will be tough for any manager in that mid-table spot, that because Brighton are a team, no one expects them to actually finish in the top 6, but no one expects them to finish in the bottom half of the table either. So I think it will be a tough season on them.
It almost feels weird seeing them in like a relegation battle, that, wouldn't it? Because they've just kind of been floating about 10th and they always produce quality. But you think at some point that's going to kind of hit a wall. I did do a little bit of research on a manager, because I expected if I was to ask a question to any of you guys, you just be like, no idea, never seen him. So I've done shows with you that long now where I can kind of expect it and have like a secondary thing behind it. So, Chivi, you lived in Germany for a bit, correct?
Yeah, I was in and out quite often.
Have you heard of St. Pauli? St. Pauli?
Yeah.
So he managed their team, a district in Hamburg, and he promoted them from the second league to the first.
Oh, so he's like a hipster. He's probably like a local legend or something.
Is he 31, 32? Like he's
31. He's a kid.
Yeah.
But St. Pauli has like a cult sort of following in Hamburg.
Known for his nightlife and stuff. I was reading about it. Yeah. So who knows? Might be a bit of a party kind of guy. Anyway,
I think he'll be overwhelmed. I think when I watched his interview after the game, this is just me. Like, this is just my opinion, which could be wrong, but he looked relieved, like almost nervous. Yeah, it was like, oh shit, we won, kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
I thought that.
I don't know if you clocked it. Yeah, did you clock it? Yeah. He kind of didn't look that, assured of himself. Like he was just kind of, oof, thank God. Like,
yeah.
I think he might drown. I think he might drown in this league. Like I'm not sure he fully understands what he's got himself into. But
exactly.
Let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
Brighton might be a surprising one.
That's what I'm saying. It could go either way. You could see him being sacked in a couple of months, or you could see him being another De Zerbi and then going on to a bigger team. With Brighton, Sam, you've only seen a small kind of sample size from him against Everton, but there's still like quick transitions, possession-based football, flexible with the formation, very similar to Graham Potter. But I think he loves to kind of work with young players as well and push their potential. Do you see Brighton always being this kind of conveyor belt of a team? Do you see him ever pushing into they've done Europa League already, haven't they? But like that kind of cementing themselves in the top 6.
It doesn't seem like their game model, does it? It seems like they are always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I think the phrase is like they're always sort of They want to play attractive football. They want to develop young talent. They want to sell, buy cheap, sell high, and sometimes they might maybe get on a cup run. Maybe they win a trophy or two in a year's like coming forward. Maybe they get into Europe and progressing there. I think that's probably the level that Brighton are probably going to remain at. I think Brighton, if you ask Brighton fans, like I'm sure if we got Kieran Maguire on the show again, like if we asked him, I'm sure they'd want more for the team and they'd want to progress and stuff like that. But it just seems like Tony Bloom, the owner, just doesn't seem like he wants to push, and he like because every time they get a player who looks incredible or looks fantastic, they sell him to the highest bidder. Like
You
Chelsea,
can't blame him either.
no, you
for the
can't.
price
No,
they're
not at all. Like Chelsea have like given him what £300 million over the last 2 years. Liverpool have given him a couple of $100 million. Like so, like it's understandable. Like he keeps their club afloat for years to come, keeps the talent turning over. So I understand like totally the business model. It's a successful business model. It's a sustainable one. It's not boom or bust. Like we've seen a lot of clubs where they'll spend a load of money, it doesn't work, they get relegated, and then they never come back. They're able to sustain this success and sustain staying in the league and playing attractive football. So I get it. But yeah, if I was a Brighton fan, I'd obviously want more. But it's that I think that's where they sort of stick around anywhere between 10th and 6th, just within that bracket. That's where they're going to be.
I think it'd be refreshing to see just if they did like a cap for 2-3 years where they don't have to sell the players. Like if you can imagine Brighton now still with McAllister, Casado, like all these players that were like phenomenal. Ben White, Cucurella, he was good for them, but hasn't been great for Chelsea. I think that'd be interesting to see. And if they kept the same coaches, because it just seems every time, like you just said there, they get to a certain point, they just get picked apart, and it's like right, you get dragged right back down.
There's teams like that all over Europe. If you look at Monaco. If they kept all the talent there,
Mbappe,
you know what I mean?
Bernardo
they'd be European champions by sure. Like it's just it's crazy. Dortmund's another one. Like, people just these teams exist and they develop this like mega talent and they sell for big fees, but they never push on to the next level.
All these clubs, whether it's Dortmund, Ajax, even some Portuguese clubs in Benfica and Porto as well, the way they sell their players, they know how to breed talent. They know how, what sort of players to actually get in as well. They buy them for around at max 6 to 7 million, and they're able to offload them for about 60 to 70.
Yeah, crazy. Who were the ones to watch in this game, lads? Who are you picking out individually? One from United, one from Brighton. Who would you go with?
I'd probably go with Mazraoui again for United. I thought he looked absolutely solid. I thought he did zero things wrong, and I thought he was excellent up until he started tiring towards the end. Hopefully he's got some minutes in his legs now and some training, and he can play a full 90 minutes. I'm excited to see what he can do. Another game in, another minutes under his belt, so I think he'll be really, really exciting to watch because I liked everything he had to offer against Fulham, like every single thing. For Brighton, looks like Matoma's back on form, doesn't it? It looks like he's come back. And he looks like he's firing scored, obviously, against Everton. Looks like he's back to the form he was at. He obviously had a couple of injury issues last season. But before that, everybody was talking about him, and he was the next big thing. Looks like he's back on form, man. So he could be one to watch. Like, very, very dangerous winger. Very quick. Knows where the goal is and stuff. So they'd be my 2 picks. Anybody?
Should I go? Okay.
It's only so long I can hold the silence for, lads. You know what I mean?
For United, I'll have to go Mino. I think Mino was absolutely amazing in the Fulham game as well, and I think that he'll actually end up getting on the score sheet in this one. From Brighton, Mitoma is definitely a shout. I can probably see Welbeck actually getting a goal up against us as well because it just fits the script. Yeah, just fits the script. But I think otherwise, Adingra as well. I think he looks quite sharp. I think he's started the season quite bright as well. So he's someone to watch out for on that right hand side. And especially if he'll be coming up against Mazraoui, I think it will be a very good battle because he'll be coming up against a very tricky winger.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know, Dalot always seems to play well against Brighton.
Yeah.
I think he even scored the last game.
He did.
You don't think he'll have a tricky game, though, with our kid Minte?
Minte? I don't know. I can't see us not winning this game. Like I think we'll do it, honestly.
You seem very, very confident.
Yeah. I've never seen this positivity from him.
A little bit worrying.
Never.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Strange,
Watch
yeah,
us get
strangely enough.
watch us get battered. Like now it's like 5-6-0. Just get absolutely
Yeah.
slapped.
This is when the 4-0 happens.
Mm.
No, I think we beat them.
Okay.
We're beating them convincingly as well.
Yeah. Anyone worry you for Brighton individually?
Do you remember, what's his name? Adingra, probably.
Dingra.
But do you remember, I think it was the third to the last game we played them last season. Like, it wasn't the greatest game, but we really limited their chances.
Towards the end of last season, you mean when Amrabat came into the team?
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, and he played crap in that game. Actually, I think that's the one game where he was actually rubbish. But we limited their chances that game, and I think we won. Well, not convincingly, but I think we found a way to do that now to beat them. And I can't see us losing. I just can't.
Nice, I like it. Love the confidence. I'm gonna go. I think De Ligt, if he starts, and Casemiro wants to watching this because of how fluid their front four are, that's something to keep an eye on in terms of if they're gonna go touch tight. You know how good they are with managing space. So they're two I'd keep an eye on. We have say it again. We have a super chat. Sorry. From Random Guy, and that's their 20th super chat on a live stream. I never even knew them things came up. So it says, let's celebrate it. So yeah, if we get some emojis in for Random Guy in the chat, I'd appreciate that. And please do smash a like on the video. And Random Guy saying easy 7-0. So he is feeling that confidence and that vibe that
Where's Shah Sam? Where's Shah Sam with his 4-0?
Yeah, he'll be in here somewhere. He's floating about.
Every week, United 4-0.
Yeah. Right. Quick fire questions, fellas.
Yeah.
Will there be more than 2 goals?
No.
Yeah.
No.
If you could take one player from Brighton and put him in our first team, who would it be?
Estupinian, left back.
What about Barco as well? Barco's not bad.
He's gone on loan.
He's right back, isn't he?
Yeah.
Has he gone?
He's gone on loan to Sevilla.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Literally today.
I've got him in my fancy team.
Good job.
I think. I like.
Do you remember when? I don't know if I told you guys this before, but this was like the 14-15 season or 15-16 Louis van Gaal season. Anyway, I'm at Old Trafford just before the game, and there's Jermaine Genius holding like a pitch side interview, and I'm shouting at him. I was like, "You're in my team!" Like I had him in my. I had Jermaine Genius. I think that was like his last season. What the fuck is this guy doing here? Like, sorry.
I was just laughing.
Yeah. I was just wondering, like, what's he doing here? Like, I've got him in my fantasy team. He's supposed to be playing.
We
And he's doing
need
pitch side interviews.
we need like a musical sting for Chivy's tangents. Where he just goes off.
Tangents.
Chivy's
He can have his own
tangents,
podcast.
where he just goes off on a little thing and stuff like
You got
that.
quick fire questions. He goes, you know what? I was at a game once. FPL. Jermaine Genius on the side. No, I'm absolutely. I love it. I'm fine with it. Don't mind me. It takes it from the norm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I completely, sometimes I forget that we're like,
Yeah.
I just,
As you've asked on stream, Chivy, are we live now?
This is what we get. You're one player from Brighton, Chivy. Who would you take?
None
of them. Welbeck. Danny Welbeck.
Oh, he took mine. He took mine, the bastard.
Yeah.
I'd take Danny Welbeck.
Well, on Danny Welbeck, you give me the perfect segue. Who will score more goals this season, Welbeck or Zirkzee?
Zirkzee.
Oh,
Zirkzee, because Welbeck's always injured.
Okay. Are any of you worried about the other kickoff? The sentiment around it, the kind of, oh no.
I'm happy about the early kickoff.
I love that. It works my schedule. Perfect.
Yeah.
Get it done with, and then
Rest of my day.
I wasn't alluding to like the time-wise, that how convenient it's going to be for yourself. I was more about the kind of illusion around it that never back the early kickoff. But I mean, if it suits you, early convenience, then even better.
It works for you. Think you got the rest of your day to yourself. You can do all your stuff. It works for Shreyas. You don't have to get up at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. So everybody's happy.
Okay.
For me, when you lose that early kickoff, your weekend is. I do remember this is bank holiday weekend. This is long as weekend.
All Monday, you're just gonna be like, fucking hell, like.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's bank holiday this weekend, isn't it? Completely forgot
It is,
about that.
And the worst part is when it is international break, and you have to wait
yeah.
for 3 to 4 weeks for the Prem to actually kick up back once again.
remember we went into the international week after Ole. Who did he lose to?
Yeah.
Was it Watford? We was waiting for weeks, like, to see what was
Yeah,
happening.
yeah. We lost to Watford 4-0, and after
it may
he
have been-
came back.
Was it not a result before the international break? And then we was waiting. Oh, he's going to get sacked. He's going to get sacked. He was like, no, we're not doing
They
it.
got
Then he came
Watford.
back.
I think we lost to City
Watford,
2-0.
and then we
They just,
yeah.
they just played us off the park. We lost 2-0. We expected that he might go. He didn't. And then Watford was the final nail in the coffin.
You remember when he was
Honestly.
on the overlap and he literally said he went in at half time and just said, whoever wants to go out there, step
Yeah.
forward. Everybody else, if you don't want to play, like
Yeah.
stay in the thing and I'll trade you out. I was like, Jesus Christ, what has gone on in there?
Crazy.
Fuck me.
Dark times. Okay, predicted 11, lads. What we talking? What we saying? Sam?
We have got Chivies first. So Chivy, go for it.
You're gonna have to remind me.
Jermaine
Wait,
Genius.
okay, hold on.
Jermaine Genius,
Onana.
Barco.
No,
Okay.
I went with Onana, Mazraoui, Barry, Martinez, and Dallo,
Yep.
left back.
Yep.
And then I went with Casemiro, Meno, and Mason Mount.
Yep.
No, Casemiro, Meno, Mason Mount, Bruno, Rashford, Ahmad.
Yes, correct.
Okay, it's moving swiftly.
We got
W-
mine.
Was I supposed to say something after that?
No,
if you
no.
want to. You don't have
Listen,
to.
don't worry about it.
No.
Don't worry about it.
No.
We've got 14 to get through. We can.
I've gone the same as Chivy. I think Maguire keeps his spot. I don't think Delict comes in, but I think Max Rory did well, so he'll come in and stay there. Dallo will go left back. Leacher starts. I think it'll be the same midfield. Casemiro, Mina, Mount with that was just a pressing monster, wasn't he? And just sort of was non-stop and was helpful in that sort of thing. I think Ahmad keeps his place. I think Bruno stays up top, and I think Rashford stays. But I think if Rashford has a first half like he did against Fulham, I think he was better in the second half against Fulham. He has a first half against Brighton. You might find himself hooked at half time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's going to be tough, though. Don't you guys feel that way? Like, with everyone else is like under pressure, but I just feel like Marcus Rashford just gets that extra bit of credit from the manager. Yeah, just that little bit.
He's in his overdraft balance and Monzo, mate. That's all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
he's like 2K, and he's like, I'm definitely paying this back. I'm definitely going to pay this back. It's just like,
I promise you'll get it next weekend, and you're never going to get it.
Nope.
You're never going to get it.
No. Shreyas didn't put his in, so Nick, you're up next, and then Shreyas can tell me.
Can I try guess yours, Shreyas? If
For sure.
Okay, so Onana in net.
Yeah.
Yeah, got that right. Sweet. Mazraoui.
Yeah.
Dilit.
Yeah.
Lisandro Dallo.
Yeah.
Casemiro Menu.
Yep.
Mount.
Yeah.
Bruno.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what I'd go with on the left, though. You already know it.
Garnacho.
Yeah.
And Ahmad.
Yep.
There we go. Yeah, thank you for that sound effects. I think mine's the same in it. I put Rashford there. I'd start Ahmad, as you guys know, but it's Rashford who's going to start. We've seen his stance before, so that's the team I've gone with. Before we get into the ultimate score predictions, because I think there is one in there which is mine, which you might disagree with, but I'm gonna read out some comments just before we do that because there's quite a few. Okay. I read that out, sorry. All being well, Rude can get our attacking players scoring more goals, especially in our games, as long as they listen to Rude in training. Don't know why I wrote tomorrow. Must have been on the gin and tonic. Dino's on the gin. Nice. Hope we keep well back at bay. Look great against Everton. Yeah, very good finish on his left foot. I like that. Brighton are a tough team, but hopefully we can continue our good start to the season. United. He's younger than Milner, I think, is alluding to his manager. Yep. He's mad to have a manager 31, like so young in the game. Nick and Sam look like members of Limp Bizkit.
Fair enough.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I can see that.
Yeah. Throw your hands up. Yeah. Throw your hands. Anyway, favorite Limp Bizkit song, Sam?
Ooh, let's have a think.
What's the one where they start with a riff where it's dum dum dum?
That's the mission. That's the Mission Impossible one, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. It's the Mission Impossible one. I'd say Nookie. I like Nookie. It's a good song.
Okay. I like Behind Blue Eyes as well. Sorry, just throw that out there. Yeah.
Come on, guys. It's all about the he said, she said
That's a good song.
bullshit.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
That is not one thing I had on my bingo card. Chibi fucking singing Limp Bizkit.
That's a great song. That is a great song.
Yeah. They've got a few bangers, haven't they? I've seen doing a few,
Yeah.
like, sorry, this isn't Limp Bizkit, like,
It's
podcast.
time
What?
for Nick's Tangent.
Yeah, I saw him. They're doing a few festivals recently. It looks like it's going off. Won't mind being in the crowd for them. Yeah. Undertaker's theme song. Anyway, do you think we'll have more possession than Brighton? There's a question, lads. Anyone want to jump on that?
I'd say
Probably
so.
not.
No,
I'd say
No?
so.
Probably not.
I think so.
no. I think they'll allow Brighton to move forward because they do want to attack and they'll feed off the spaces in behind.
Yeah, exactly.
I do think we are a bit more combative though in the midfield with Mount and Bruno, so I'd probably lean more towards 50-50. I don't know. I think it'll be an end-to-end game. Brighton were making many mistakes from playing out from the back. Mount with his pressing is crucial. Fantastic point from Joshua. Adam's in the chat for his not snorkeling for once, saying 2-0 United, another clean sheet. Their right winger looks dangerous. Dallo will be getting his knickers in a twist. That is minty.
Can I ask? I've just seen stuff on Awate, and it says United reported PSG leaning towards agreement on a dry transfer. What the fuck is a dry transfer?
Say that again.
La Parisian are reporting that United and PSG are leaning towards an agreement on a dry transfer around 60 million euros. What is is there a wet transfer? What's a dry transfer? What the fuck does that mean? Transfer.
A dry transfer.
What the
Dry
fuck
transfer.
does that mean?
Like the motion of like. That is weird. I don't know.
I don't understand that. A dry
That
and a
means-
wet
that means-
transfer.
It's like, I would imagine, maybe it's like a loan or something.
A wet transfer
Well, obviously
is what
this-
Ajax did to us with Anthony. They put their
Yes.
finger right up our ass.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
wet transfer.
And didn't even spit on it either, did they?
No.
Yeah.
So maybe that is a dry one. That's what PSG are doing. So because if they get the 50 million quid, that is a dry transfer because they've got their thumb firmly up our asses.
No lube whatsoever.
No lube.
No
yeah.
lube.
No. There we go. This show's gone so many different directions. Limp Bizkit and lube and Jermaine Genius somehow. I don't know.
Jermaine Genius in his FPL in Chivy's FPL team.
Yeah. Welcome to Real Red Stock. Now, score prediction, lads. Who wants to start us off?
2-0. United.
Soon. I thought we was going to smash him.
Well, I feel like 5, but it'll be 2-0.
Okay. 2-0.
2-0.
Who's next?
I'll go 2-0 as well.
2-0. Okay.
Yeah.
Sam?
I will go for a 2-2 draw. I think there'll be goals. I think there's going to be
Same.
goals.
You took Nick's. Yeah, I thought.
you?
Nick, I thought you were going to go 1-1.
No, 2-2.
Yeah.
2-2. Yeah.
2-2 as well. Yeah, I can see it. I absolutely agree with that. I think goal. I think Brighton will get a couple. I think United get a couple. Transitional game. Telling you, end to end, it'll be. Can't see it being cagey at all. What do we think in the chat, people? Is anyone on the same vibe as me and Sam? Or are they on the same vibe as Chivy and Shreyas? Get yours. Real Limp Biscuits talk. That's from Adam. Elite Baller saying Capri Sun Mafia. I've just finished with Capri Sun actually. But yeah, big up Capri Sun Mafia. Stretford Gamer says big up Reds. Man, I kind of feel bad for Chalobah. Don't rate, but I'd take him right now just for depth. But the thing is, I don't think we're going to sell Lindelof because he's injured. We've got Maguire, De Ligt, and Lissandro, and Johnny Evans.
Yeah.
Can he play left back? We need a left back. Can he play left back?
Chalobah. I mean, I'm sure he's at Chelsea. He's played multiple positions, but I do kind of. I look at that situation at Chelsea. It's a bit weird. Didn't you see Enzo Maresca today in the press conference? What he was saying?
Yeah.
I've got
Sterling.
20 players, and the other 21 I don't even see. They train elsewhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what the
And he was
fuck?
like, I told.
Oh shit! Yeah, I saw the codes. Though. I saw some of the codes. Man, I mean, we can laugh at Chelsea all we want, but at least to be fair, they've got like 30 million for Broja or Broja, whatever his name
Did he
is.
get 30 million? I thought it was a loan.
30
Yeah.
million,
It's a loan
yeah.
with an
30
obligation.
million.
Yeah.
Obligation.
Oh,
So if they
fair
stay
enough.
up, if they stay up,
obligation.
if they stay up, they have to pay 30 million. So,
Wow.
30, yeah. Conor Gallagher was what, 40?
50,
40
I think.
million.
50 million.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just insane. Like, so those two transfers, they've got close to 70 mil. But yeah, it's a bit hardcore what they're doing. I think
Maresca will be gone by December itself. I think he'll be gone.
I don't know, I don't know because I think the actual football.
I think he
what I
stays.
saw against City. I thought it looked okay. There's obviously improvements to make there, and he's got a massive talent pool. Like the actual player, when you look at the individuals in the team, they are very, very good. So if he gets that clicking, they'll be a thorn in anyone's side. I
I think
guarantee
he
you that.
It
stays,
will
and I
be,
think
but I just think it's going to be very difficult for him to actually assemble his strongest 11. I think it will take him a good few months actually to assemble his go-to first 11, the strongest 11, because he's just got so many alternatives to actually choose from, and all of them, barring Palmer, are actually quite inconsistent.
I think he'll get sacked if they tank completely, like the way they
Yeah.
did under Graham Potter. But I don't see that happening at all. I think the way they set up, they're going to be a lot more conservative, and I think I don't see them losing as many games as they did last time. They might lose one, win one, draw, lose, but it's not going to be one of them tanking sort of situations where they find themselves 13th or 14th on the table. I don't see him leaving at all. I think he stays at least to the end of the season, and at some point they have to get some stability before they can then move over to
But they
get
did
new
not have
coach.
that with Poch though. Stability.
Yeah.
It wasn't really stable until towards the
It
end.
was starting to. That's what I mean. Though you can see it, and then when it gets to that point, they go, "Yep, fuck off. We're bringing in a new
think
coach."
The way
Yeah.
they actually ended up
wasn't-
getting fifth was quite, it was quite impressive for them to actually turn it around, because they lost a lot of games in the first 19 games of the season. They lost a lot of games, and the way they
Yeah, but
was
the
able to recover.
vibe. Yeah, I think it was one of those ones where the vibe they just lost it, and it was one of those ones where he just at least managed to rescue them a little bit before something came in. Also, I heard that I think Fabrizio said Lukaku's close to Napoli, so I don't know if that
Yeah.
means Osimhen comes. I don't know if that means they get Osimhen and then they get João Felix, and yeah,
It,
who knows?
it depends with Maresca if they've got a yes man. Like, 'cause that's what they want, essentially, innit? They want a guy just to get on with stuff, whereas Poch clearly wanted more control than he was ever going to get, and that's why he was gone, basically, because he wanted some sort of control over it.
Yeah, I think they could really go either way. Here's a question for you. It's just a very yes or no or whatever, that kind of single word answer. Who finishes higher, United or Chelsea?
United.
United.
Definitely.
Yeah.
United
For
finish
sure.
higher than Chelsea.
For sure.
Okay. Right. Just to the comments before we head off. Tim99 2-1 United. Josh is saying 1-0 United. Apparently Lindelof's still expecting to leave the window, but
Who's
gonna
buying
buy
him?
him?
Who the
Oh,
fuck's
Crutchy.
buying a guy who's just who's limping about? Like, it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
happening.
no idea. He could play all across the back line and a 6. I think he's referring to Chalobah. 2-1 United win. That's from Dan. Another good performance, good result. Let's have it, United. United, Bruno and Ahmad to score. Jay McGregor saying, imagine the 11 versus 11 at Chelsea training. It'd have to be a winner stays on. Well, at least you've got competition there. Adam saying Chelsea's training facility must look like a gym on January 1st.
Yeah.
Rocket to Summer says Chelsea still in for Osimhen and possibly Sancho too. Have you seen that Sancho thing, by the way, from Laurie Whitwell
It's,
with Chelsea?
Yeah, but he said
believe it.
may.
I cannot believe
No,
that.
he said sources indicate that they may be interested.
Come on. How can you be interested? You've got so many fucking attackers. Where's he going to play? He's got the same issues that he's got at United. He's never going to play. It just doesn't make sense. It's so stupid. Yeah, but yeah, he says, I think they'll do a lot of business before next Friday. Lukaku, Chilwell, and Sterling all to go. If anyone mentions Chilwell to United,
They already have.
banned, mate.
They already have.
Oh,
Alex
get
Crook.
the fuck.
Alex Crook did it today. I was just like, oh great, let's add a third injury-prone left back to our
Oh my
fucking back
God.
line.
Yeah.
Like, what a fucking
Can't
decision.
imagine anything worse. Alex Crooked, mate, because he never gets anything fucking right. It's always him, Custard, Luckhurst are in my bad books for journalists. Never fucking get anything right. Christian saying Garnacho, Zirkzee, and Diallo are front three, and we can easily win this game. Richard saying please hit the like and subscribe. Thank you. And then Joshua just randomly saying Fiorentino. I have no idea what that's in relation to.
I think that's
So yeah. Right. Okay. Apologies. Yeah. If it happens, great. Go for it. If you guys have nothing to watch after this video, make sure you go check out Ugarte versus Casemiro, which we dropped for public viewers at 12 o'clock today, and let me know your thoughts on that video. I know some of you guys have seen it already. Thank you to Chive, thank you to Sam, and thank you to Shreyas for being a part of this preview and making it comical as always. And I'm sure we'll be seeing you maybe in the near future. I don't know what's going on with Ugarte. If you want to give me one last kind of final sentence on Ugarte, seems like it's going to happen. Good deal, thumbs up, yeah?
It's a dry deal, not a good deal.
It's yeah. So if it's 50 million, what have we been negotiating over for the past week? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
It's the
What's a
exact same
dry,
price.
what's a dry
Yeah, so-
transfer? Somebody answer me.
Yeah.
It's a
What is
raw,
dry transfer?
it's gonna be
Yeah.
a raw
I just
transfer.
want to know
A
what a
raw
dry
transfer.
actually is.
Very raw, and
Yeah,
very
raw
dry.
transfer.
United. Just Dan Ashworth bent over a table, and whoever who's
Raw-
PSG's
raw
sporting
dog.
director? Is it isn't it
Nasser
Leonardo?
El-Khelaifi.
Leonardo,
Oh,
I think is.
I thought it was Leonardo, the sporting director.
I thought
Nasser
it's
El-Khelaifi.
Leonardo. Yeah,
It was
yeah. Then
Mbappe.
Dan Ashford.
It was Mbappe, wasn't it?
Yeah, with
Yeah,
Mbappe gone now. There's something. Leave your comment what you guys think is a dry transfer in the chat, and the funniest one will
Yeah.
pin it. Yeah, but yeah, we might see you later on. I think we may get here. We go on Ugarte tonight or within the next couple of days. So turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, smash like the video, and we will all see you in the next one. Take it easy.
Peace.